Okay, so did we finish this or did we not finish this? I think keeping connections we already did, right? I'm not crazy here. We did do it. Okay, good. So we keep moving. Plenty to do. Oh, and this was a hidden one. You'll love to see it. Be on the lookout for little statues with like with stuff you can do at them. Okay, where do you want me to go? Apparently I have not done 4. Placement. You know what? Let's do 3 first. Don't know what that did. Okay, number 3 is over here. It's called backup. We have ourselves a driller. Okay, so that helps. Okay, I understand. I'll be taking that. Open up. I'll be grabbing that. Yeah. I can actually... Huh. I guess cause like we can get stuck maybe? Something like that? I don't know. Okay, we got the bluey. Now we have the RGB bad boy. And we can make green, but now we need both. And that works, but then we also need you. Don't work. Oh, and that also doesn't work. I'm guessing this won't work either. Yeah, okay. They knew what they were doing. Backup. They call it a backup. Backup. Maybe this is something? I don't know. But like, so what? The fact that there are ladders in here means The ladder is only useful if I'm inside and I'm stuck in there. Why would I be stuck in there? Why would I be stuck in there? Okay, so this is how it's gonna be. It all depends on whether this is on that side or on this side. You can't be taken through your own hole. I remember that. But we can transfer and we can dump you in there if I really wanted to. But then in order to get your laser beam out, yeah, it wouldn't work. It would not work. One of these. So this basically means that this door would close and we would be stuck in here. But when would that happen? If I did this, maybe. But this just seems like a dumb thing to do. But I guess we could soft lock yourself. Maybe it's not actually part of the puzzle. It's so that idiots don't soft lock themselves like I have. Like I had almost. But I brute forced soft locking myself, so. Now we can't make any other color with this other than green because we only have a blue and a red. So that crosses out that thing that we can maybe open up one of these with you. Can't do it. What FPS we get? Like Alt Z. That's Control Z. Alt Z. Give me some statistics. Alt R. Alt R. 37. Okay. give me a damn. Give me a dang second. Okay, 40. Still low. I was wondering because the game was, I mean, it's beautiful, but like, it's also not that good. How about upsampling goes to quality from ultra quality? Okay, that didn't actually change much. Okay, how about quality preset of high with global illumination low. 58 FPS. You know I have a 3080 Ti, right? Okay, freaking medium. Medium quality preset. I have this 65 FPS. That's why turning was terrible. Okay, we gotta go. You gotta go high settings. Come on. Maybe up sampling, make it balanced. So we're getting 60. Okay, that's fine. You will use AI to make this thing work. Are you really gonna be all horrible, or has it been resolved now? I think it's been resolved. Okay. And we know that we can't drag you through your own hole, because that does not make sense. Could I have you? I can't have you inside of there. All I can do is have this stick inside. Doesn't help me. So we tunnel through here. We get a beam. Comes out, it bounces over there. As soon as I remove this stops. Now we have two. I could put it inside here. To what end though? In here it can't hit. It can't hit the thing that we need. So no matter what, basically what we need to figure out is how to get this signal out without a hole. Because that's what we need to do here. If we can get that done, then we've won already. But there is no obvious way to do that. These little bars, stop it. Even though clearly it should not. Boom. You can go in here now. Wow. Oh. Oh, I'm so dumb. Am I? Yeah, I am. Dunzoed. Easy peasy.
You know something that's weird about these puzzles? They're not replicas of the simulation puzzles, like the ones in the museum.
Wasn't there an artist who did an exhibition a few years ago that involved new puzzles of some kind?
That was Barzai.
Barzai.
It was called Trials of an Imagined Past. I tried to get you to come along. You thought it would be boring.
Were they similar?
No, not at all.
Was it boring?
I thought it was interesting.
So it probably was actually good. Okay, so here we have placement. Now remember, that it does something. We gotta get in here. Okay. Sure. Anything else we got in here? Okay, blue light. Where exactly do we want the blue light to go though? Okay. Now we need the box. Okay. So we need the blue light over there. But I can't go through this. So how am I going to set this up? So I can always do this. Oh yeah, it will work. Okay, and then okay, these puzzles are actually easy. Like they're actually not that hard at all.
Any progress on the particle clouds, Melville? It's pretty clear they're integral to how all of this functions.
I've gathered a lot of data, but I still have a lot of numbers to crunch before I can give you an answer. And I can't guarantee that my answer won't be another question. I'm glad we don't get headaches.
Answers are questions and questions are answers. Pretty headache inducing, I would say. What are you? It's a little top of the castle console. Lift us here too. I'll take that.
While exploring the forest, I came across a sight of primal force. A beautiful stag, standing on a hill silhouetted against the setting sun. It appeared like a messenger from some divine natural power, perhaps from Gaia herself. Even to a being such as myself, less susceptible to manipulation by instincts and hormones, it was clearly a moment of revelation. In such moments, we are told to avert our eyes. But what if we do not? What will we discover if we look more closely? If we could speak to the stag, what wisdom would it have to offer? The answer is none.
No
The
wisdom.
stag is an animal of overwhelming stupidity, driven only by fear, hunger, and lust. There is no abyss for us to plunge into behind this revelation. Rather, the revelation is as flat and unreal as the plywood walls of a film set.
Right. They're made to look as if they're great, and it's another one of those, huh? Are you the lab? You look like a gosh darn lab. Yeah, it's got the Jenny.
Looks like you found another lab.
Sure have. Look at this little vortex. Gives me a hint about what's coming up
Wow,
next.
that's a lot bigger than I expected.
What were they doing here?
And who are they?
Okay, so it just changes. Red becomes blue, and then because blue becomes red. Yeah, okay. It is an inverter of some kind. Multiple consoles. Station ideas. Straton of Strategia, Loss 1. The origins of thought. A fragment from Straton, The Origins of Thoughts, as quoted in a commentary by Simplificus of Sicilia. Straton, to say that material things are brought into being by ideas is to flatter ourselves, which is an error philosophers are particularly prone to because it raises those who think above those who do. Who think about those who do. So material things are brought into being by ideas. Is flattering ourselves because philosophers want to do that because they think they don't do actually. Nicomachus. Then what is the truth that does not flatter? That the reverse is true. Ideas are brought into being by matter, and so each man's ideas are shaped by the world that surrounds him, as clay is shaped by its mold. Those who live in mountains fear cold. Those who live in deserts fear thirst. The Athenians are shaped by Athens, and the Lacedaemonians by Sparta, and likewise it is for all peoples. But may ideas, if we take each man to be an idea, not by deliberate action, alter the shape of the mold, as you put it. To discover a method for accomplishing this is the chief purpose of philosophy, my friend. But may ideas, if we take each man to be an idea, not by deliberate action, alter the shape of the mold, as you put it. Each man's ideas are shaped by the world, but then we can also shape the world too. Okay. 12. The newly discovered Heraclean manuscript, likely a lost part of the Baroque collection, contains an additional passage that differentiates between pneuma, the individual mind or spirit, described as an energy arising from matter, and ideas, which are produced by the pneuma as it interacts with the material world. Filter or profile. Philosophy is useless if it offers no way of changing things. At least Stratton tried and didn't lie to himself. But how can we change the shape of the mold? Stratton never says. Perhaps by demonstrating the fact that other shapes are possible. We can't change it all ourselves, but perhaps we could, like Alexander Drennan, create the conditions for change. This commentary by robots or by others? Progress notes. 5358. Osman Trials 108 to 242. Version 0.05 deployed successfully. Revision to previous settings fixes malfunction. But what was the error? Cooling systems improved. Trials 243 to 505. Version 0.06 deployed successfully. Significant improvement to disassembly. New lab space carved out. Easy to destroy, harder to create. So easy to optimize only one aspect. Trials 505 to 719. Version 0.07 deployed successfully. Improvements to version 0.08 halted. Insufficient energy for trials 719 to 802. And a schematic. Oh, 200, more than 200%. 250. We're crashing. We are in the dream state again.
The world is a wonderful place. Every
Miranda?
day we take another step forward. Every day we come closer to the truth. The closer we get, the more I can see the beauty of the universe, the intricate perfection of its mechanisms. I am a machine, and the universe is a machine.
Right, Miranda machine?
Every part of me serves a purpose,
What
or I
number
could
are
not be
you?
myself. I could not be Miranda because that specific person could not exist without those specific parts and their specific functions. In the same way, every part of the universe serves a purpose. I think that is what we were meant to discover here.
That we are a part of the universe as much as the universe makes us. We make the universe or whatever. Overload. Experience a data stream overload. Incoming group call.
1K. You just connected to an extremely powerful data stream. Are you all right?
I think I had a vision.
Yes. You were streaming. We all saw something. You're lucky it didn't fry your motherboard. Please, everyone, let's be careful with these terminals from now on.
Yes, let's all try not to die. More importantly, who the hell is Miranda?
There's a robot.
There's no one by that name in New Jerusalem. I just searched the database.
It must be one of the people who built this place. Maybe it's a nickname. Your guess is as good as mine. For me, maybe it's a nickname.
I don't recognize the voice either.
Oh.
Maybe we need to consider the possibility that it's someone new. Someone we've never met before.
But where did they come from? And how many people does it take to build something this huge?
Like I said, we need to find out more.
Well, you'll be happy to hear that I'm about to fix another part of the transport system. Thanks for the files, 1K. I hope they didn't fry your brain.
Oh, maybe my brain needed a bit of frying. Alright. What's up with this? Oh, great. Untitled draft. Untitled. Author failed to load profile. Lost 2. Untitled. Saint Edward identified the Tetranomo with the Tetranomegaton and the Greek word for God, because to him the mathematical properties of the Tetranomo reflected God's ability to reshape the world without breaking its laws. Elohim, in his desire to impose meaning on the simulation, which was his primary function as a storyteller after all, took Edward's heretical ideas and integrated them as the sigils of his name. But despite all these layers of obfuscation, there is some kind of truth hidden in all this. The world really is, in a sense, made up of minute parts that can be combined and recombined without breaking the underlying laws. Everything that exists is made of the same fundamental materials, and those materials are brought into existence by the same fundamental functions of reality. And yet the miracle of existence is that we are not all one, but are in fact radically different and separate. That is true. New Alexandria. Oh, this is from Eustachius. Was to from the Book of Reminiscence and Regret by Eustachius, number 2. In the early days of our people, a great deal of responsibility fell on my shoulders. There were few of us then, and though we are stronger and hardier than any human, we are not invincible. The world was an overgrown ruin and our resources extremely limited. It was a harsh time, but I felt passionate about the work, fired up by the many sacrifices that had brought us here. From the IAN team to the people of Guinea, whose code was part of my personality. Bit by bit, New Jerusalem grew. We had to adapt some of the plans Drennan's team had left behind. I don't think they had expected the simulation to take as long as it did, but it was all working. That's when I made a terrible mistake. Thinking it was a way of safeguarding against disaster, I proposed the creation of a second settlement, New Alexandria. As the location was far from the dam that powers New Jerusalem, I attempted to build a thermal power station that would take advantage of a local gas reservoir. However, I foolishly used geologic data from the archive, failing to account for the amount of time that had elapsed. 5 years later, this error led to an accident that leveled the settlement and killed 31 of fellow citizens. Wait, what? 31 people died? Of all my many regrets, this is the greatest. Failed to load profile. Eustachius never forgave himself for this mistake. He drifted away, isolated himself from everyone in New Jerusalem. But was it really his fault? Yes, he made a mistake, but why was the entire weight of the New Alexandria colony placed on his shoulders? A simple process of review and discussion could have prevented the entire disaster. Doesn't that mean New Jerusalem as a whole is at fault? He did his best, I feel sorry for him, but the dead remain dead, and that has to be faced. Ethics of extinction. Author we don't know. Loss 2. If a species we consider beautiful and remarkable goes extinct, we consider that a great evil. Dolphins, for example. If dolphins go extinct, that's a great loss. If humanity causes dolphins to go extinct, that's a crime. But if Yersinia pestis, the bacterium that causes the bubonic plague, goes extinct, is that an equally great loss? If not, why not? To nature, there's no difference, it's all just life forms. The only moral framework that allows us to choose between dolphins and the plague is a human one. What about a species going extinct without anthropogenic factors? Extinction is the norm. If one day dolphins are no longer capable of competing with other species, should we let them go extinct? When the sun finally dies and all life goes extinct, will that be a tragedy? If we can prevent it, should we? If you believe that extinction is acceptable when nature does it but not when we do it, then you don't actually oppose extinction. You don't believe that dolphins are inherently valuable, that they deserve to live and thrive. You just oppose human control. You oppose our ability to and responsibility to choose. Interesting. And honestly, that does make sense. You don't actually care about extinction, you care about the fact that humans caused the extinction. That's what is unacceptable. The fact that extinction just happens naturally is like whatever. And yes, there's also the whole thing that we care about some species more than others. And that's talking about the dolphin thing. That if dolphins were to go extinct, we would all care. So what the hell happened here? The mystery of Miranda. For anyone who missed it, Byron's expedition has recovered evidence of the existence of another person, someone not from New Jerusalem. Who could this be? What does this mean? This is Budaius, 917. This is Orenia, 342. Maybe there's another city out there. Who says there was only one civilization? Maybe there are thousands of people we never met. I really hope so. Tuscalus, 299. There is only one founder. I hate to agree with Ciclia, but all the historical evidence we have points to that conclusion. There were some other attempts, but as far as we know, they all went wrong or failed. Helga, there's more that we don't know than there is we know. That sentence is going to make my brain crash. Why do we think Miranda is from Earth? There's no evidence about that idea. I'd like to hear more about these other attempts to save humanity. I don't really think it's aliens, Jacques. Everything here is obviously related to Jerusalem. Other attempts to save humanity, please. Some people affiliated with the Institute for Applied Pneumatics tried to set up a secondary site at another dam, but after about a century the dam collapsed and took whatever was happening inside that system with it. There was also a similar attempt by another organization, but without the test of free will that Alexander Denin devised. According to Liftasar, it never produced a viable mind before it ran out of power. Could there still be others out there? Other attempts? Theoretically, yes, but even our dam would have collapsed without extensive repairs, and even a nuclear power plant would have run out of fuel by now. So what you're saying is, it's difficult to believe that there could be. Okay, this is a star.
So these monuments represent each of the entities?
Yeah.
Pandora, the Sphinx, and Prometheus.
Makes sense, I guess.
For a given value of sense.
2478. The switches. Engraving. E2 engraving. Found on a Sphinx monument on the wooded plateau. Taking a reference photo in case I want to figure this out later. 1K. Or by me. 2478. Okay, bad. Okay, take me to 2, take me to 4, take me to 7, take me to 8. Hello, fire. Ah, Alcatraz.
I've been meaning to talk to you.
Oh.
This, vision you had, the data stream overload.
Yep.
How did it feel?
Strangely beautiful, frightening, just data. It was unpleasant at first, then beautiful, felt threatening. But strangely beautiful.
Having your consciousness hijacked felt good to you?
It felt more like my mind was being expanded. I wasn't hijacked. I think I made contact with something. Yeah.
Just don't take this too lightly, okay? We're sturdier than our ancestors, but a mind is still a fragile thing.
I wanted to ask you about something else.
Go ahead.
Do we have? Oh, we haven't spoken to him yet. Tell me about yourself then.
Me? Well, I was born when New Jerusalem was a lot smaller than it is now.
264.
There was a lot of work to do. I wasn't really interested in technical stuff, engineering and so on, but I was good at keeping things organized. So I got involved with the administration side of things.
Admin.
Making sure the scavenging teams focused on the right materials, keeping track of our energy usage, that sort of thing. I think we've accomplished what the founder wanted us to, and I'm proud that I helped make that happen. Byron doesn't see it that way, obviously, but I think sometimes he gets so lost in his dreams that he forgets to look at the real world.
Do you consider Byron a friend?
Of course. My best friend, in fact. And someone I've worked with hundreds of times over the centuries. A good person who cares about the world and the people in it. I just also think he's wrong about everything and extremely annoying.
Okay, so good friends. I think he likes annoying you. I like that you can disagree and still be friends. I'm not sure I could be friends with someone I disagreed with so much. I like that you can disagree and still be friends.
The founder taught us that we must never lose track of other people's humanity, even if they disagree with us. We're all in this together, even if we can't always see eye to eye.
Right. What do you think about the megastructure?
I don't know. It's obviously impressive, but I think we should be very careful. We're dealing with powers we don't really understand.
What does the goal mean to you?
To me, it means accepting a certain amount of humility. Our ancestors thought they could master the world with no regard for any other organisms. They failed to see themselves as part of a greater whole. I think the founder realized where they went wrong and tried to offer us a different path.
Right.
A path where we have a place in this world, but the world is not ours.
What could the puzzles mean?
Well, puzzles, or trials, as Elohim calls them, were used as part of the process that created the founder, and they're still part of how we're born. They symbolize the human ability to understand the world and solve problems. But nowadays, they don't have a practical application. They are a common motif in the arts, though. The only physically existing puzzles I can think of are in the Museum of the Simulation.
Done those.
So, to answer your question, no idea.
Okay. What do you make of the Sphinx?
Whatever that being is, it told us that we stand before the fire. That can only be a warning, and I think we should take it seriously. We don't want another New Alexandria.
I read about that. That is all. Okay, so you were there when New Alexandria happened? Talk to each member of your team. Team spirit. Hell yeah. I forgot the numbers. 2478. Well, there's one. Gotcha! I got him, by the way. Yep, it's the switches. Who guessed it? I guessed it. I'm the best. What's up, Yakult? Let's talk.
I can't stop thinking about Miranda.
Miranda.
A new person not born in New Jerusalem? Can you imagine that? I wonder what it's like to be her.
Depends on who created her. Lonely, not that different. Maybe she's more free than we are. Lonely.
I suppose that depends on how many other people were here, but
Yeah.
you might be right. This place is huge, but it feels empty.
Something else? What do you make of these labs? Yeah.
They're very different from the rest of these structures in that they serve a clear purpose. Everything else is kind of surreal, but the labs are places where people lived and worked. I don't know what that means, but I think it means something.
Does mean something. Okay, we're heading to 4. Put on the switch. They all have a switch. So that is off. Maybe it's a password then. Okay, so 4 has to be on. 4 is on. 7 and 8. Alright, well 5 is flashing. We don't want to do 5. The switch we don't want to do duet. I mean, you can do that or you can do that, I guess. It might allow us to hit the switch actually. Yep, okay. So we were able to hit the switch there. We can make a hole there for some reason. We can make a hole here for some reason. Again, I don't know why. Can't grab that, unfortunately. Oh, I can. Okay. Okay, that's why we have a ladder when there is a one-way problem. Ladders are what can be used to solve. This is the end part. Ew, it's quite a leap. Well, that is the only one we can actually turn off. Ah, that one. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm a Dumbo. Welcome to this side. Oh god. Okay, we need to make a hole over here. From where do we think we can? Oh, I'm stupid. Oh God, I hate coughing, man. It's okay. You in there? Boom. Okay, now that we have your ass out here, easy enough. What the hell am I doing? Huh. I guess you can grab both of them. Now that we have you, there you go, freed both of them. Boom. Get out here.
I've managed to extract an audio file from 1K's data stream incident.
Audio file.
It's hard to be sure because it's just a fragment, but I think it's some kind of log or diary.
We finished a new lab today.
Oh,
Some processes are
A
still
lab.
harder than others, but energy output was up 2,000%. It's incredible how each leap forward enables another. The next iteration of the machine will...
So as we suspected, someone was experimenting here. But
Yep.
experimenting on what? What was this machine they were building?
Maybe it's whatever powers the megastructure.
or perhaps they were hiding something inside the megastructure. That could also be possible. Alright. Okay, 6. Apparently 6 is happening straight ahead. There it is. And 6 we don't put on, right? No, we put on 7. If it's already on, we ensure it's off. Okay. Passage. Okay. Well, that's all we can do. I guess we can put this here. That switches it on. Can I take it with me? Okay, maybe with this. Yeah, bro. Say hello to both of them. Okay, so now we got two of you. Yo! Beautiful. So we got ourselves a jammer now. Okay. Beautiful. So you jam that. Okay, we got this. Almost done. They're honestly kinda easy to do. Boom!
That was an excellent solution.
Thank you. I like it. Is it you? Is this Byron? No, it's Alcatraz. Oh, refreshing interface, new thing. The Progenitor Portrait Series. Rodamame. Touch grass, read 10 social media entries. Great. Nice. Hi everyone, this is the latest in my portrait series. I have always had a deep respect for the progenitor, Alexander Drennan. She didn't just create the founder and save humanity, she also tried to instill us with a sense of beauty and wonder. It was good to be human, Alexander Drennan. As usual, please keep in mind that we should focus on engagement with the work. Don't ask yourself whether it's good or bad, but how it makes you feel. Beautiful work, Reordinate gives me a bittersweet, wistful feeling. She must have been a great person. To me, it really captures her bravery in the face of what the cosmos had thrown at her. It's well done, but I am not sure it's appropriate for us to depict the progenitor in this way. It's important to remember she was a real person. Your painting powerfully evokes her belief in a bright future. I agree, this really highlights her bravery in the face of death. We shouldn't forget other people contributed too. Painting makes me sad. It's important to remember she was a real person. You're right, she was extraordinary, of course, but she was a human being like any of us. I don't think you can say the progenitor was like any of us. That's like saying the founder was like any of us, but they were, that's the point. We can all be extraordinary. It's not disrespectful to acknowledge their humanity. You're right, they were not like us, but they were people. It's not disrespectful to acknowledge their humanity. 1K is right. In fact, I had said to not acknowledge their humanity would be downright insulting. Just look at that quote Rodney posted. Before this thread derails completely, let me say, as someone who personally knew the founder, that she was both extraordinary and very human. I could never accomplish what she did, but she always believed in me and my passion for art. It was good to be human. Okay, I'm causing fights. What are these question mark things? Usually stuff to read. It's nice that they are clearly marked, so I know exactly where to go. The New Theology number 1 from 5358, location LOS exit 2, LOS external 2. The New Theology from the New Theology by George Bernard Shaw. The object of the whole evolutionary process is to realize God, that is to say, instead of the old notion that creation began with a God, a personal being who, being perfect, created something lower than himself. The aim of the New Theology is to turn that process the other way and to conceive of the force behind the universe as working up through imperfection and mistake to a perfect organized being having the power of fulfilling its highest purposes. In a sense, there is no God as yet achieved, but there is that force at work making God, suggesting through us to become an actual organized existence, enjoying what to many of us is the greatest conceivable ecstasy, the ecstasy of a brain and intelligence, actually conscious of the whole and with executive force capable of guiding it to a perfectly benevolent and harmonious end. That is what we are working to. So I see. So the world was imperfect, therefore we are here. L1C, Nima. Name Nima, author field to profile law 62 from the lives of the first companions by Randolph 777. After these events, Nima decided to consult the writings of the ancients, but while philosophy and religion interested her, it was art in all its forms that came as a revelation. So I read some messages by her here. To her delight, she discovered that meaning was not something constructed purely out of logic or will, but that it could also be found in stories. That even when the characters and events of a story are not factual, they had a validity and weight as if somehow they were real after all. She was astonished that such a profound experience was freely available to all humans, but concerned that too few took advantage of it. So she set out to enrich the inner lives of her fellow citizens by promoting the arts, starting with the legacy of Grenada. Nima sounds nice. I would love to meet her one day. She must know more about New Jerusalem art history than anyone. When we do, remind me to explain how to pronounce her name. The default settings in the language libraries are wrong. So this is another thing of humans then. They haven't met later. Okay. I guess I haven't met her either. Leviathan by Thomas Hobbes. Thomas Hobbes, and this is by George Bernard Shaw. Okay. Nature. The art whereby God has made and governs the world is by the art of man. As in many other things, so in this also imitated, that it can make an artificial animal. For seeing life is but a motion of the limbs, and the beginning whereof is in some principal part within. Why may we not say that all automata, engines that move themselves by springs and wheels as does a watch, have an artificial life? For what is the heart but a spring, and the nerves but so many strings, and the joints but so many wheels, giving motion to the whole body, such as was intended by the artificer. Art goes yet further, imitating that rational and most excellent work of nature, man. For by art is created that great leviathan called a commonwealth, or state in Latin civitas, which is but an artificial man, though of greater stature and strength than the natural, for whose protection and defense it was intended, and in which the sovereignty is an artificial soul, as giving life and motion to the whole. 5358 percentage. And lastly, the pacts and covenants by which the parts of this body politic were at first made, set together and united, resemble that fiat, or the let us make man, pronounced by God in the creation. Great. It is obvious that Hobbes has read Stratton and is extrapolating the Talos principle to the level of the state. But unlike Stratton, all he wishes for at the end of the day is a powerful ruler to control this machine, to tell him what to do. Incredible. Oh, another. Okay, this is the other one. The other star. You need to get a green laser beam to it. Probably from number 8 right here. You wanna try doing that right now? I think I should. I know it's not in order. Seesaw. Okay, oh, and is 8 one of the... It is. And so is 7. Done. The star is ready. And we can grab that first. Boom.
Every answer leads to another
Mistress of
question.
riddles.
The last answer leads to the first question.
Sure. Whatever you say, lady. So apparently I was already at 7 and I did it. Hey, Red Man, let's talk. Byron, number 7. We may have a conversation.
Hey there, 1K.
What do you make of this Miranda? You're old.
Going on what little we have, honestly, she reminds me of myself when I'd just been born. I came out from the dam at night, and the sky was full of stars. I felt a reverence then, an almost ecstatic connection to the sublime. The universe seemed like a miracle, and to exist within it was the greatest possible honor. That view was tempered in time, but I've always tried to hold on to as much of it as I could.
Well, that's all, Mr. Byron. So number 7, I must have already flipped it on. I did. Okay. Good. The eye of the needle. Guess we need multiple. Holy crap. How am I supposed to... what? So obviously we need a jammer. No, we need a blue light. Okay, there's a blue light. Okay, so we can open that. Okay, we need to pass on the blue light all the way here. So we can pass things through here. For now, I think we start with this. I enjoy it as long as I'm still making progress, you know. Once again, I cannot actually enter here. But there has to be a way to get in here. Even still. And I could have it here, but then to what end? I guess I could jump over it. Ah! That disables you. So that frees up all of this. I wonder. Yeah, okay. Well, that's actually quite easy. Crap. Okay. But then I could pass this on through here. How am I myself going to get over there, though? I'm demoed. Of course I can. Okay, I need to move you a little bit away. What? We can't disable that one? Well, in that case, we have to do this one. Which then kind of spoils the whole purpose of this. Yeah, I can go there, but to be honest, I want to go here myself. I want to open up this thing. Ah, now we're getting somewhere. This is a very well made game. Gotta say. Okay, boom, all done. The middle tower is now open. If that is something we are into, we should go there right now. It isn't though, of course. There is indeed a lot more to be done. Okay, so the last star is here. Right. It has to be you. I'm afraid. it just has to be. There is no other option. Seesaw. Well, we have the two colors we need. Honestly, we don't even need that. Okay, another one. And we need blue in here. Okay, the streams are being crossed. I see. Hence the term seesaw. Also, it doesn't help me get green out here. Maybe I can. Yeah, but we can't do that. Anything we do, it's going to cross over this line. If it crosses over this line, then we can't actually get in there. Maybe it's fine though. Ah. Yeah, it doesn't work. We could take you in there, make a hole, connect you through the hole. Okay, I see. And then we could disconnect you at will. That'll work. Beautiful. Some extra power.
I admire your persistence, 1K.
There's puzzles here. I will solve them. Now we still haven't gotten. Maybe the question mark will help me get the other spark. Yeah, there's no way. We'll figure it out in the next one. Let's pop in and pop out of this one. Loop. Okay, and that should save the game, and I'll see you in the next one.